will move to the actual demo. So just let me open the browser. So again, this is we already looked at it together a few minutes ago, the home page, and here you will see the list of updates. And if you open the RSS feed, basically you can use it to connect it with your favorite RSS feed reader. Google Chrome unfortunately doesn't show it correct, but if you test it with Firefox or Internet Explorer, you will see it correctly. The CSS and JavaScript are being developed to work with the recent version of the browser. So with Chrome from version 1 up, Firefox from version 4 up, and for Internet Explorer 9 on. So if you use, especially if you use Internet Explorer 7 and 8, you might see some glitches. Unfortunately, it's not fully compatible with the CSS specification. That's why you might experiment some visualization problems. As I said before, basically you can interact with the map, you can go over an infrastructure and see the summary, and then of course you can access an infrastructure and get detail about it from the link in the overview. So the infrastructure, as I said, there is a generic area where the infrastructure is described. You can then use these links to, if you want to put this description because you find it interesting and so on. I will show you later on an infrastructure where the infrastructure owner has enabled the comment feature, how we use also Twitter to enable comments to Twitter about the infrastructures. Of course, as discussed earlier, you have a visualization of the overall data collected. From here you can also get information about the person you need to contact if you want to have access to the infrastructure or gather more information than the one published on the survey, because of course some of the infrastructure were a bit, in some cases, reluctant to provide some of the details that they prefer just to communicate to user in the case they are interested into adopting the infrastructure. So you see here a whole set of details that were provided by the infrastructure owner. You can access all the technical components that the infrastructure owner described for its infrastructure, and thus getting details about what are the services offered by the infrastructure and the type of experimentation that you will be able to run on it. So getting back to the let's say search functionality, I just want to show here basically how it works the menu. So we, at the moment, we defined a set of search criteria that are based on the common elements across all the infrastructure and based on closed set of answers, which makes, let's say, the search and exposition of criteria more straightforward. So you can select, for example, according to the NAICS codes, what are the type of domain, application domain for which the infrastructure is used. You can select the country of location of the infrastructure, and you can also select, for example, what are the building blocks that the infrastructure should have, and so on. This basically enables you to make a first filtering search of the infrastructure that might be relevant for your trials. In the case, of course, the list returned is updated. If you want to see more than 10 items per page, you can just enlarge the number of selections, and of course you can get here basically this the list of updated results accordingly. So, for example, infrastructure Atlantic Labs, since before I was speaking about the comment functionality, enable the comments functionality. And what is possible then here is basically that the overall idea here is that the infrastructure owner, if registered a Twitter account for his infrastructure, or if he defined an hashtag for that, you can actually use this his Twitter user identifier or hashtag to provide comments about this infrastructure. Not only then through XIPI, so through this page, but also from any other Twitter-enabled application, and the infrastructure owner will be also able to see them on his page. So it's, let's say, a quite flexible, even though, of course, we are limited by the number of characters that the tweet allows for the comment, but it's a quite flexible way to enable multi-source commenting over our infrastructure. So you will see that when you want to tweet about Atlantic Labs, the hashtag, or in case they provide a user identifier, is showed here, and you just can provide your comment in there. Also, you see the map here of where is the official headquarters of the infrastructure. We are planning to have a different type of overlay with further information like topology and so on, but these require also a bit of standardization on the way this information can be collected and then displayed from infrastructure owner. And also, in case they have pictures about architecture and so on, they can upload here. And also, you might find for some of the infrastructure, like for example, we have this for Jant, link to any leaflet or additional document they want to link to the infrastructure to be able to provide further information to the users. Okay, so I was just before, by coincidence, it happened that we ended up on the catalog. So this is a very, let's say, quick way to browse through the summary of the infrastructure if you want to have a quick look at them. Of course, there are infrastructure that you will understand immediately looking at the summary that provided more information than other, and other than provided less information. Unfortunately, this is, of course, there were only some information that was compulsory, and we hope that the infrastructure owner, by seeing that there are infrastructure more complete, that their infrastructure will be incentivized to provide more detail about their infrastructure.